Welcome back, Sunrise Daily. We're switching gears now to another matter altogether. This time, even though it has to do with the people, but security now. And we're starting off from our Abuja studio, where we have the special advisor to the Borno State Governor on Communication and Strategy, Mr. Gusau. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with this matter. There are concerns that the security situation in the Northeast, Borno in particular, is appearing to be deteriorating. Is that true?
Well, I would say there are concerns. There are challenges, but like I've always said in a program like this, the governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, whenever he talks about the situation in the Northeast or in Borno in particular, he tends to talk with regards to making comparison with what obtained in the past. And this is why he would always say, yes, we have challenges, but the fact of the matter is that there has been tremendous progress. Before I came here, I was going through the displacement tracking matrix, is what they call an emergency tracking report released by the International Organization for Migration, which is one of the most respected organizations worldwide in terms of tracking, emergency movements around the world. Now, part of the indices for return of a lot of people to resettled communities is that people have increasing confidence in the fact that security is gradually improving, and then a lot of people are returning voluntarily, and then the fear of attack is reducing. However, there are still challenges because you are dealing with a terror group whose objective fundamentally is to spread fear around the world. In the jihadist community around the world, the relevance of a terror affiliate is determined by the number of attacks it is able to perpetuate at every point in time. So Boko Haram, even if you have one Boko Haram member that is free, he would always do the best he or she can to spread violence. That is the situation. However, like I said, if you take a look at the 27 local government areas in Borno State, I will tell you that people are back to the headquarters of 25 out of 27 local government areas. The only two local government areas that I would say people are not at all back because of problems of military operations, inaccessibility, and things like that are Abadan local government and Marte within the northern part of Borno. But yes, I would say there are still a lot to be done. There are still pockets of challenges. But when you look at it in comparison with where we are coming from, the Governor Shettima would always say, and I subscribe to what he says, that there is tremendous progress recorded on the part of the Buhari administration and the military on that.
Mr. Gusau, are you denying the fact that in the last few months there's been a sort of resurgence of the activities of Boko Haram in that area, in your state?
No, I'm not denying the fact. I'm rather strengthening it.
We're not comparing it. We're not comparing to 2014. Let's compare it. Let's look at it between the last 2 months and the beginning of the year. I mean, we had you here at the early part of the year where you talked about things improving, the government rebuilding a lot of areas and people returning. But in the last few months, for instance, a couple of days ago or a couple of weeks, maybe last week, there was an attack in Chibok local government area where houses were burnt, and that's just one-off. But there's been that resurgence. So what do you think is the cause of this resurgence again?
Well, like I said earlier, I started by admitting that there are challenges. When you are dealing with insurgents, it's not a normal kind of war. You are dealing with people who conceal their identity, who would always try to prove a point. The fact of the matter is that the Boko Haram, from what I know of them, they have always taken advantage of a rainy season to increase their violence. If you go back to the progresses, between in terms of the Boko Haram war, the progresses recorded by the Nigerian military, you will discover that the military tends to do better during the dry season because the problems of accessibility is reduced, the weeds growth within certain terrains tend to get down, the water tide along the lake Chad tends to go down. So the Boko Haram knows very well that the rainy season provides them a better opportunity to try to perpetuate violence. So I want to believe that the increase in violence that you see is because they know that as soon as we are out of the rainy season, they will begin to receive the heat. But then I will tell you, if you look at the Chibok incident, there is no denial that there are challenges. I will be very foolish to come on television and tell you everything is okay, for everyone to believe all is well, and then we'll die in silence. I wouldn't do that. It would be irresponsible of me to do that. But like I said, when you compare with where we are coming from, I just started by telling you that a lot of people are back to 25 out of 27 local government areas. I also told you that if you go through the latest report of the IOM, which I can share with you after this program if you want, a lot of people have an increasing confidence, in the fact that there's voluntary return, and then there is this belief that the level of fear of attack is reducing. But like I said, there are challenges. You are dealing with Boko Haram. Boko Haram would always try to perpetuate violence. For every single attack that occurs, that the Boko Haram succeeds in carrying out,